Ooh, what's up, everybody? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are doing the Local to Global Challenge, playing as our own created company, the IWC, the International Wrestling Corporation, or as one of my lovely viewers coined it, the International Walmart Corporation, because, well, as of right now, we still are a local company, and, well, we mostly hold our shows in, like, Walmart parking lots, backyards, pretty much anywhere that's not going to charge me, because I'm trying to save as much money as I can in this doomed economy / wrestling industry year that we're in right now. And it just gets worse, because I've got some bad news. We'll get to it actually in a bit, but I've got some bad news that we're definitely going to be covering in this episode. But before we go ahead and get started, my usual apologies to you guys for not getting these videos up in time, despite you guys not really caring, as I can tell in the comment section. But the only real reason I tell you guys this one is because this one's actually entirely my fault. There's nothing I can blame it on, it's my fault. I've kind of dipped into my old video game collection. I don't know if you would call it collection. I started playing some of my old systems, and I plugged in my little brother's old Xbox, and I started playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the first time. So I've kind of been a little bit preoccupied with playing some Star Wars, along with working and all that. So my apologies, but again, I know a lot of you guys don't care, so I'm going to try and stop mentioning that as much as I do. But I'm still going to try to stick to the schedule. Which, that being said, I will get SmackDown up before the end of this week. Not I'm going to try. No, I will get SmackDown. Oh, I called it SmackDown. I could have used that as a loophole. Damn it. I will get Nitro up by the end of this week. I promise you guys. Not try. I will have Nitro up by the end of this week. Either way, though, enough of that being said. Let us go ahead and run this show. But before we go into anything actual in the show, I want to bring up the notepad here, the handy-dandy notepad, as we like to say here on the OMG WTF LOTW BRB channel, where I like to, take a couple of notes from, the real world and stuff that's happened in the company, our company, and just kind of write them down here and let you guys know. I forgot to do this in the last one, so some of these are from the previous video that I meant to bring up, but then again, all these are from the same month, because this is actually a special episode, because for the first time ever, I almost said first time episode, first time ever, we're doing 2 shows in 1 month, and I can almost guarantee we're most likely going to lose money. Either way, though, Mark Tendler, who is starring in a comic book movie, I don't know what comic book movie he'd be starring in the year 1971, but I mean, honestly, he could be a lot of comic book movies. There's a lot of comic book characters created around this time, but it's not like they were popular. But anyway, he's going to be in a movie, which means that his popularity has risen, most likely to like an 80 or something, and he'll most likely be hired by Jimmy Crockett Promotion, who are the top company. Well, they're not the top company. I still think the WWF, for some reason, is ranked number 1. But I wouldn't be surprised if JCP takes that slot. They're not only hiring a lot of the top talent, but they're signing them to exclusive contracts. So, yeah, they're probably the guy. This one happened on the last show. So, like I said, some of these are from the previous show. But Alex the Butcher was bullying Les Roberts over his lack of a push backstage. Excuse me. We gave the Butcher a slap on the wrist, pretty much saying, hey, come on, it's not cool. Les has a push. He's just not in the limelight like you are, because you've been here forever. And Alex, he's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I don't know why I give him a Russian accent. He's from Canada, but he plays a Russian. But he was happy with it, so we made the Butcher happy, but unfortunately not happy enough, because, like I said, I had some bad news, and as you can tell right here, JWA, which I believe is Japanese Wrestling Association, they made a contract offer to the Butcher, and it was a written one. So, unfortunately, Alex the Butcher has gone on to accept the contract offer from JWA. He will be leaving us. In fact, tonight is his last night, which is why I'm holding it on Tuesday, week 3, to make sure I got that one last match out of Alex the Butcher. But he will be leaving us after tonight, which is unfortunate because he is kind of my top star, at least according to the creative meeting list. So we'll have to be saying goodbye to the Butcher, but it might not be permanent, to be completely honest with you guys, because JWA has a little bit of a habit for hiring people and then proceeding to release them. I mean, they had Bruno Sammartino at one point, and then they released Bruno Sammartino, and now JCP, Jimmy Crockett Promotions, has Bruno Sammartino. So we could get lucky and maybe JWA will release Alex the Butcher somewhere down the line and we can snatch him back up. But as of right now, he will be leaving us, and hopefully he doesn't gain an outrageous amount of popularity over there or something to where if he does get released, he won't work for us anymore. But I think we'll be fine. Also, just a couple other things here. Lord Alfred Hayes, which I don't think he was really known as much as a wrestler. He's more known as kind of like that interviewee kind of type person from the WWF days. But apparently he's rising, so... Or no, not rising. He's retiring, so it's unfortunate, because it would have been cool to maybe book Lord Alfred Hayes in a match. And in fact, a part of me kind of wants to maybe spend the money to get him with one last match. Maybe have him have one match, but I don't think he's, like, uber popular or anything, so it really would just be kind of an appeal to me. It'd be a waste of money. It's not like he's popular in my area. In fact, he might not even wrestle in this area, so it'd be kind of cool, though. And finally, one last thing. This happened before our show, one of our backstage incidents. One of our new hires, a wrestler named Curtis Death, but I renamed him Curtis Candy because we'll talk about that when we get to him. He has a match here tonight. Either way, though, Curtis Candy went ahead and threw a punch at Les Roberts. God, everyone hates Les Roberts. Alex the Butcher bullies him before he leaves. Curtis Candy coming in and, throwing a punch at him right away. Unfortunately for Curtis Candy, it did backfire. Les Roberts proved to be a bit more of a badass than Candy thought. And, Les Roberts, let's just say, beat his ass. We gave Curtis Candy a stern warning, said, hey, that's not how it rolls around here. Knock the attitude off or you're not going to have a job for very much longer. And Les Roberts wasn't too pleased. He called us soft for it. I guess Les just wanted us to fire him right there and then. But, yeah, that's what happened here, so I'm glad I got you guys all caught up. Let's go ahead into the show, shall we? So, oh, baby, being held in front of 100 people, Walmart's parking lot's packed tonight, baby. Hell yeah. Didn't mean to clap, that was probably loud. Either way, opening angle of the night gets a 37 D- rating. You gotta love that. That's a good start for our company. Jerry Monty opens up the show, making his way towards the ring. Once in the ring, he takes to the mic, and he calls out the financial backer of the IWC. We got to go back. I'm going back because this is the opening angle. That's the main reason I'm going back, but we got to go back because freaking Don Anderson was on there. We have too many Dons. Let me show you guys this real quick. Look at this. We got 3 Dons. Don Anderson, Arnold, and Savage. Who needs that many Dons? Apparently me. Then I got 2 Bobs. Anybody else? I think that's it. Looks like it. And technically, Ripper Savage's real name is Don. Too many Dons. Real quick, before we go ahead and change it, I want to talk about Curtis Candy here just a second. I know I'm kind of probably dragging this video out here, and it might annoy some of you. But Curtis Death is not a real wrestler. At least I don't believe so. I looked him up because I was curious, because I was like, man, he looks pretty old to be an 18-year-old. And then I go to his profile picture, and it says he's Frank Hickey. Now, I don't know who Frank Hickey is. Obviously, he's somebody in the business. But his name's not Curtis Death. And I know TEW has a thing where, like, they'll generate wrestlers, I believe, and enter them into the game or something like that. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want them generating wrestlers into the game and giving them someone else's profile picture, because believe it or not, I've seen someone who is in their rookie year have the same profile picture as Don Arnold here, and just to prove to you guys, this is really Don Arnold's profile picture. So I know the game is using old pictures, obviously, and creating new wrestlers, and I'm most likely going to go ahead and turn that off, because I kind of want this to be realistic. That's how I always liked playing Total Extreme Wrestling. And I don't really like the whole, hey, we created this random wrestler named Curtis Death and put him in this game, and he's 18 years old, but he looks like an old man. So I'm going to go ahead and keep Curtis Death, but I'm probably going to turn that off unless a lot of you guys kind of like the whole idea of them creating new wrestlers and throwing them in here. But we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and change this real quick because this is supposed to be Don Arnold, not Anderson. I'm gonna have to change, like, spell the name wrong, or maybe name him Uncle Don. Anyway, we open up with a 45 solid D rating, even better. Jerry Monty opens the show, yada yada. He calls out the financial backer. We got to there. Unfortunately, we're only in front of 98 people. Gosh darn it. I wanted that extra. Walmart's parking lot's no longer packed. Damn it. We can't say we sold out Walmart's parking lot. Monty gets in the ring and he calls out Jody Arnold. He goes on to say, "Here's a message to the Arnold family. When will Uncle Donnie stop avoiding me and give me my rightful shot at the IWC Regional Championship? And will his niece, Jody, grow a pair and actually live up to being his nephew? Don Arnold has screwed me and everyone after me out of that IWC Regional Championship. And I promise that the next time I get my hands on Jody Arnold, it'll be his last day as champion. And Don the Money Mark knows it, which is why he won't book the damn match." And that's when we got our financial backer coming out from the back, and he goes, "Now I think we've heard just about enough of you, Mr. Monty. Just because you've had your opportunity and you lost doesn't mean you hold the show hostage. I'm not holding anyone back, and if you want a shot at my nephew, taking shots isn't the way to go about it, if I say. You gotta earn your shot, and I'll let you earn it tonight." But that's when the king, Jim Alexi, comes out, interrupting Don Arnold because I guess he's got a bone to pick as well. And we got to pull up the handy-dandy notepad for this one. So Alexi goes on to say, "Now hold up. Wait a second there, Donnie boy. I know you ain't about to give this slouch a shot at Jody before the king. Come on, it's like Donnie said. You've had your shot, Monty. Step aside. It's time for the king to reign." "There you have it, Donnie boy. The phony king wants a title shot. I want a title shot. There's your number one contenders match right there. Let's do this." "Alright, for one, is Mr. Arnold to the both of yous. And two, I already had a match in my head, but since you two insist you're ready for my nephew Jody, then tonight we'll have our first four-way dance, as I like to call it. Because it'll be you, Jerry Monty, versus you, Jim Alexi, versus these two." And out comes, unfortunately for Jim Alexi and Jerry Monty, the duo of Russian Roulette, Alexis Smirnov, and Alex the Butcher. But this isn't a tag team match. This is a four-way. So, unfortunately, or I guess not unfortunately, either way, Smirnov and the Butcher will be fighting as well. Or will they? Oh, and one more thing. The winner of this four-way will get a shot at my nephew, and that title match will be tonight. So good luck, gentlemen, because that match is, it's right now. And there we go, four-way dance to open up the night. But not only that, it is going to be a number one contendership match, and it will be tonight. We will see a title match tonight. So a little bit of more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Either way, Don Arnold, I keep wanting to call him the president, but he's he's the financial backer, the bank of the IWC. Don Arnold keeps stacking the odds against Jerry Monty. Not only is he in practically a triple threat match. I mean, in a way, I guess Jim Alexi could team up with him, but the Russians are definitely going to work together. But not only is he in a triple threat match, but if Jerry Monty can win, he'll have to face his nephew here tonight. And that also kind of puts it in his nephew's favor, because no matter who wins, they've already had one match against, well, three of the top competitors in the IWC, whoever wins. Either way, though, this did get the show off to a strong start. Crowd was hot. Unfortunately, the King underperformed here. Come on, Jim. But Alex the Butcher came out looking excellent. Damn, it's unfortunate he's going to be leaving. He's a star. No wonder they hired him. So we go to the fatal four-way matchup here, or the four-way dance as Don Arnold called it, which gets a solid 44D rating here, and a decent matchup here. Alex the Butcher goes over Jerry Monty, Jim Alexi, and Alexis Smirnoff in the four-way match in 11 minutes 35 seconds when he beats Jerry Monty by pinfall. Look at that. Beating Monty. Kind of sending a message there. Of course, the Butcher was head and shoulders above everybody else here. Alexi was the weak link of the match. That's to be expected, though. It's a shame to see Alex the Butcher go. I mean, I'm sure we all knew who was winning this match once we saw who was in it. This is the Butcher's goodbye night, pretty much. So he's gonna get I appreciate his time here. We're gonna give him a good little push, but spoiler report: he's most likely not winning the championship. Jim Alexi was really off his game. What's up, Jim? Come on, dude. You're the king. This match did get the crowd hotter. Jerry Monty with an in-ring performance of a 39. Alexi with a 26. Alex the Butcher with a freaking 50. Man, he's a star. Smirnoff with a 37. Monty improving in his Rumble skills. This was a good match. Damn, I'm sad to see the Butcher go. 37 D- rating is after the match. We've got our interviewee, which is me, John Doe, backstage to interview the Arnolds here. So we got Don, Jody. We just found out who will be facing our IWC Regional Champion here tonight after Alex the Butcher won the IWC's first ever four-way dance to become the #1 contender. And Jody, I've got to say, with no disrespect to your previous challengers, the Butcher may be your toughest fight yet. And I'd have to agree. See what you did, Unc? I told you not to poke you around in the title scene, and now because of you, I gotta face the Butcher, one of the fiercest guys on our roster. And that's on you, because you're the one to put him in the darn match. Jody, calm down, Jody. There is nothing to worry about. You and the... What the hell? You and the Arnolds are the strongest breed out there. This Butcher from Russia is going to find out that you can't cut through American meat, especially the ones from the South. Now let's go, Jody. And Don Arnold's not too worried about it, but Jody, maybe I wouldn't say he's worried about it, but you can definitely see that, he knows the Butcher's not to be taken lightly. John Doe, that being me, that doesn't matter, debut with a specific gimmick, and unfortunately this did lose heat to the corruption of Jody Arnold, but that's a long story over time anyway. We move on to our next matchup, which gets a 23E- rating here. It is the debut of Curtis Candy, literally, because he's not a real person. And about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling to it. Curtis Candy goes over Cousin Slim in 8 minutes, 16 seconds with a bionic elbow, following a little bit of interference from Jim Alexi. So the way I kind of like to imagine this going down is... I probably should have put it in the angle afterwards, but Jim Alexi is pretty much going to get his revenge by smashing a guitar over the head of Cousin Slim, and Curtis Candy gets a victory because of that, pretty much. So Curtis Candy debuting his clown gimmick, got a very good rating on that, so that's rad. Gotta love that. 19 in-ring performance for Curtis, and Cousin Slim with a 23. Lost heat for the Rockstar Rockabilly feud. And Curtis improving in performance, so good on you, Curtis. Good on you, you non-existent person. Moving on, we go to a 33E+ rating here as Jim Alexi is just strutting and posing for the crowd at the front of the stage. Very happy with what he's done here tonight. Our local interviewee runs out to get an explanation from Jim Alexi, and he goes out there to say, Jim, what was that? You just cost Cousin Slim that match and smashed your guitar over his head. Well, first things, it's king to you, baby doll. And secondly, where were you when that slackjaw hick kicked me over the head with a banjo? But, Jim, you love that guitar. Oh, I can always get a new one. Hey, I said it's the king. Okay, well, king, the king. Get it right, Junior, or I'll pay to have you replaced. All right, the king. Can I ask you why? I get that Slim smashed your head over with the banjo, but he did nothing to you tonight. And why does that make it okay? In fact, the only reason I lost tonight was because of the injury I suffered from said banjo shot. That cow lover needs to go back to his farm because the king lights are too bright for him. You know what? This interview's over. We're done. The king has left the building. Gained some heat back to the Rockstar Rockabilly feud because Jim Alexi finally, proven himself here tonight. Although that wasn't the best promo in the world, it was only a 33 plus rating, but gained some heat back. So there you go, Jim. Damn. All right, moving on. 49 D plus rating. This is just a freestyle segment because mostly I didn't feel like writing it all out. It's generic. I can easily explain it. The Butcher's already in the match. Of course, he has Smirnoff by his side, his tag team partner. And out comes Jody and Don. But before Jody gets in the ring, Don Arnold explains pretty much, this ain't happening here. We're going to have ourselves, Alexis Smirnoff, you don't have a manager's contract or something like that. You need to get out of here pretty much. You're not allowed to be out here for this matchup. So Smirnoff is not going to be in the corner of the Butcher here. 49 D plus for that. Gain some heat back for the Jody Arnold storyline. And our main event of the night gets a 46 solid D rating here. And about that had good heat and a... Let me try that sentence again. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Jody Arnold defeats Alex the Butcher in 18 minutes 25 seconds while using the ropes for leverage. Jody Arnold makes defense number 3 of the IWC Regional Championship. Ignore that. He did not use the ropes for leverage. He's not a cheater yet, at least. The way I'd like it to go down pretty much is kind of like a screwy referee, pretty much. Don Arnold is instructed, look, Jody's going over here tonight. You make sure when he pins that beast that you count 1, 2, 3 as quick as you can because we're not having it. And I imagine that's what happened. Jody Arnold hits a power slam or whatever, covers him 1, 2, 3, even though the Butcher visibly kicks out. And I think I put that in here like it was a screwy ref finish, but I guess they took it as, put him on his feet on the ropes. Anyway, screwy ref finish, screws him over kind of here. Jody Arnold retains over the Butcher. They went 18 minutes, 25 seconds, so this was probably our longest match we've ever had in the IWC. Jody Arnold makes his 3rd defense of the title. The Butcher was visibly tired towards the end of this matchup here. I mean, this is his 2nd match of the night, so he's been competing. Don Arnold did some good work ringside. The Butcher with an in-ring performance of 41, and because he got tired, Jody was actually able to outperform him, which I think makes our champion look a little better than the Butcher here tonight. So Jody with an in-ring performance of a 43. Good for you, Jody. No worker improvements, which is unfortunate. Would have liked to seen something like that. And then we end off the night with a woo-wee, wowie, yowie, wowie. Oh my goodness. You're just going to hit me with a 55 C- at the end? Whew. Ooh, baby. Ooh, I need to take a drink. Hold on, baby. Ooh. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. 55 C- to end off the night as Alex the Butcher is furious. He was not beaten. His shoulders got up. He knows he was screwed here tonight, and he decides to take it out on our referee, Bob Clay. Starts to bully him around. He's grabbing him, saying, you screwed me, before, just tossing him around and, obviously just looking to beat him up. Jody Arnold steps in like the hero he is, pretty much saying, hey, that's not necessary. And the Butcher's not having any of that either. He goes ahead and he just starts beating the crap out of Jody Arnold, maybe even taking the IWC Regional Championship off his waist and whipping Jody Arnold and possibly Bob Clay with it, leading to Don Arnold having no choice to take the mic, and he goes on to say, that ain't happening pretty much. You know what, Alex the Butcher, if you want to be treated like an animal, then you can go somewhere else because as far as I'm concerned, you're fired pretty much. So there you have it. Alex the Butcher fired from the IWC after freaking out after he was screwed over by the Arnolds and Bob Clay here tonight. And, it leaves it open for him to be able to come back in the future. I originally maybe thought about having Alexis Smirnoff turn on the Butcher because I thought maybe, okay, that'd be an interesting storyline, have the Smirnoff align with Don Arnold and Jody. But I like the team of Russian Roulette a lot, actually. In fact, I like the name of them. So I kind of want to leave it open to where they can come back. And, So if the Butcher does get released, we can always bring him back and have him and Smirnoff feud. And I think this is actually good for Alexis Smirnoff because I think my plan going forward is to end the feud with Jerry Monty and Jody Arnold for now and also end the. I'm gonna have to end that tag team feud I had going on since the Butcher's leaving, and I'll probably start a feud between Smirnoff and Jody now because, well, they screwed his partner over and they fired him as well. Bob Clay apparently got above average on his staff member, so that's awesome. The Butcher looked good, of course he did. Gained heat for the corruption of Jody Arnold. Yeah, I bet it did. And let's go ahead and end off the show here as we get a 46 solid D rating here tonight. And we increase our popularity in one region, which is awesome. And of course, we're gonna give Alex the Butcher a hug goodbye here tonight. Hug goodbye. All right, who else do we want to congratulate here tonight? Most likely the champion. He, of course, put on the best match of the night. So, and he outperformed the Butcher, even though Butcher, performed twice, but he held his own against him. Maybe Jerry Monty. He was the best in the 4-way. I don't want to give Curtis Candies any encouragement here because of his attitude earlier tonight by punching Les Roberts like a dickhead. And Jim Alexi underperformed most of the night. Smirnoff didn't really do much. I could give it to Cousin Slim, but I mean, what did he really do? He lost. I guess it has to go to Jerry Monty. Just has to. So let's go ahead. We're gonna give him the hug goodbye. Jody, compliment him on a good performance, and Jerry Monty, give him some encouragement. So the Butcher was happy with our speech. You were happy with my speech. I gave you a hug, dude. Jody Arnold was happy, and Jerry Monty seemed pleased. All in all, I'd say it's a successful show. We're most likely going to lose popularity, but I would have ran a second show anyway for sure, because once I saw JWA offered Alex the Butcher a contract, I knew right there and then that what I was going to do. I knew I had to put him in the title match, have him put over Jody, because Jody's our top guy right now, and the Butcher was kind of our top guy in a way. So it sucks to see him go because he was our top guy, but what can you do? What can you do? Either way, though, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, my name has been... Okay, hold on. I guess we'll do this real quick. It may lag a little bit here, though. Mind you, sometimes that seems to happen. But we'll do this real quick, and then we'll end off the video. IWC's Origins. There we go. Great show for them. You damn right it was a great show. Alex the Butcher put in his all for us last night. He said, if I'm going out, I'm giving you guys a show here tonight. There he is. He's still using the name Alex the Butcher. Mine was better though because of the spelling. It's not a legit contract, right? Pretty sure that's just a paper appearance. Yeah. We're good. All right. So let's see how bad we're in the hole. Yep. Oh, yeah. We are... Holy shit, we're paying for this. This is why we don't do 2 shows, guys. We are going to be paying for this show. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, my name is GW2FBRB, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, have a great day.